This task is due today. Better start vlogging. Okay, so for today's, let's get the microphone. Hey guys, okay, so for today's vlog, I thought I'd talk a little bit about how I schedule out all of my projects and plan my own deadlines. I've talked about this before, but I am a full-time author. I'm a full-time writer, specifically of books. I used to do a lot of freelance writing, articles, blog posts, things like that, but that hasn't been the case for probably about 2 years now. My primary source of income is books, and it's a combination of my own original novels, of IP projects, and of ghostwriting. Some of the ghostwriting I do are for publishing houses and some are for private clients. I get most of my clients on Reedsy, which I've linked to down below, but some of them just contact me through my website. Speaking of Reedsy, I just found out that next Wednesday, August 26th at 3 p.m. EST, I'm going to be doing a live webinar on Reedsy's YouTube channel about the magic of middle grade, all about the difference between middle grade and young adult, the biggest mistake I see aspiring middle grade authors making, and how you can market your middle grade books in the wild and crazy year of 2020. If you guys are interested in that, I'm going to include the links to the live stream and to the Eventbrite link, whatever, down in the description below. There will be a Q&A after my presentation as well, and if you're a middle grade writer, I really hope to see you there. So to give you just a quick example of the difference between the two, one of the IP projects I did is one of the books in the Girls Who Code series. I wrote the 4th book in this series, and it was a collaboration between Penguin, Random House, and the Girls Who Code organization, and it's a really fun middle grade series, and I was super happy to write it. As you can see, I did get credit for this one, so it's not ghostwriting, it is my name on the book, but it's an IP project. The intellectual property belongs to Penguin, Random House, and Girls Who Code. As another example, I wrote the books in the Animal Jam series. This is another collaboration between Penguin, Random House, and National Geographic, based on the characters from their multiplayer online game, Animal Jam. Now, the ghostwriting that I do for private clients is truer to the sense of the word ghostwriter, with an emphasis on ghost. I can't talk about it publicly. In some cases, I sign an NDA. I am a ghost. So those aren't projects that I can share a lot of details about, but essentially they are people and occasionally organizations who have an idea, a concept for a book, and they hand me that concept and tell me everything they want it to be, and then I write the book for them for a set fee, and then they are free to take it and publish it, self-publish it, try to sell it to a house, do whatever they want with it. Okay, so right now it's mid-August, and between now and November 1st, I have 6 different deadlines that I'm trying to meet. One is a revision, and honestly, it's not even a very big revision, so that's pretty manageable. All of the rest are drafts, so that's kind of a lot, but it's all good. I mentioned in last week's vlog that I am doing what I can to improve my efficiency, trying to get more words per day so that I can handle all of this, and it's going really well so far. This is a manageable workload for me. And I just wanted to show you guys how I plan and stay organized. I want to warn you though, I am not one of those planner people whose planners are like colorful and beautiful and filled with stickers and super organized and like works of art. I think that's really awesome, and I've tried to do it in the past, but I'm terrible at keeping up with it that way. My planners are messy and just not fun looking. They're not cute. Sorry. So I use the Passion Planner. I'm a big fan of the Passion Planner. I think this is my 4th or 5th one. I'll just show you what's inside right now. I'm looking at next week. It's pretty much a blank week. I'm gonna start from scratch, and every week you get this space of infinite possibility. So what I do in that space is I write out all of the projects I have. I write out the total word counts that I need for each of them, and the deadlines, the final deadlines, along with any major deadlines along the way. For example, if I told a client that I would give them an outline by, mid-September, which is the case for one of these, I think, then I'll write that down as well. All of the deadlines, word counts, project titles. That's what I'm gonna do first. So here's what I've got. I have a draft where I'm halfway done. I have 20,000 words left, and that one's due September 4th. I have a revision for a book due September 1st. This one's a little tricky. It's actually for a video game, so it's not quite a draft, but it does involve some storytelling. I've done one set, and I have 2 sets left to go, and that's due at the end of September. I have a synopsis for a ghostwriting project due mid-September, and then the draft is due November 1st, and that's a 40,000 word book. I've got a draft of a 20,000 word book due October 1st, and one of my own novels, which will be about 35,000 words, is due October 1st. So the thing that jumps out at me right away is that I have 2 drafts due on October 1st, and on September 30th, I have essentially a draft due for that video game also due. So that's 3 real big deadlines all crunched up together. So I know I'm gonna have to spread that out a little bit and probably finish at least one of those projects well before the deadline. So the next thing I would do is go through and figure out how many days I need to finish each project. What I used to do was I would try to tackle like 2 to 3 projects a day, because for a long time that was what worked best for me, like working on the draft of a book in the morning and then maybe going to revisions on something in the afternoon, and then later on in the day doing copy edits or something like that. I don't know why, but for some reason over the last few months that stopped working for me, and I realized I was way more effective if every day had, I call it a theme, but basically one single focus. So today I am only working on the draft of this book, or today I am only working on a revision for that book. And I think part of what it is, and I talked about this a little bit in my vlog last week, but a little bit of it is the inertia and like the momentum that I gain. It just keeps going throughout the day. So if I get an early start and I get a good start on a project and get my head into it and get really deeply focused, I am way more effective and I get much more done if I just stay in that zone all day on that project, instead of getting all that momentum and then lunchtime comes and I just toss that project out and try to shift gears into another one. I mean, when you shift gears, you slow down for a sec, right? And that's what I do. So I think overall I'm more effective when I just stick to one project for the day. And as you know, if you watched last week's video, I have been really trying to get 5,000 words a day, at least from my writing session. I'm trying to gear up to get that a little bit higher, which I'll talk about a little bit more later. But right now, 5,000 words is super doable, so that's how I'm gonna figure out how many days I need for each of these projects. So for this book, I have 20. Guys, I'm editing this right now, and it's hilarious. I spent like 2 full minutes focused on my elbow and rambling about how many days it would take me to do each of these projects and meet these goals. I will spare you. I just kind of wanted to show you this because it is truly the worst camera work I have ever done, ever. So honestly, I am not, and I never would go through and actually plan out for the next several months what I'm going to work on every day. I don't think I could do that if I tried. I am honestly not that organized of a person, but I also know that no matter how well you plan, things happen, things come up. You know, you have to be flexible and shuffle stuff around. You might get copy edits on something 2 weeks later than you were anticipating, or a revision letter might drop in your inbox a week earlier than you were expecting with a sooner deadline than you were expecting. That's happened.
It's true. Today is Wednesday. The Wednesday in the dead middle of the week that I am planning in this video, and a couple hours ago I had a call with that video game client and he requested a whole separate set from me, and this one's a little bit more urgent and it's going to be due at the end of next week. So already all of the planning I did in this video, I mean, it's not totally shot to hell, but I'm going to have to do some fiddling to get everything to work, and it's fine. This is why you gotta stay flexible.
Anyway, this is another reason I just take it a week at a time, because it is very easy to get overwhelmed. Good advice, passion planner. So, you know, I've got essentially 2 weeks before that revision is due, and 3 weeks before that draft that I have half written is due. So those are gonna be my priority, I think, for next week. I'm gonna focus only on these two things. So the book that I'm drafting, I'm gonna put on Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday. And the book that I'm revising, I put on Wednesday and Friday. I decided to do revising on Wednesday because I am part of Lisa Daly's live stream from, well, I guess it's 11 to 1 EST. If you haven't come over and said hi, you should do so. And I found that I do a little bit better when I'm rewriting or revising during a live stream than when I'm actually drafting. So that was my decision there. So I'll have 3 days of the drafting done and 2 days of the revisions done next week. And honestly, that makes me feel a lot better. It's just two projects next week. It's easy, it's totally manageable. So next thing I do once I get all this down on paper is I take it over to my laptop and I enter it into Asana. Asana. So what I decided in my planner was that next week is gonna be focused on the draft of this book due September 4th and this revision due September 1st. So when you go inside, you can see I've already done this. I knew that it was going to take me 3 days to revise this book. But the great thing about Asana is you can add subtasks. So I'm going to put deadlines for these 2 days. I decided that next week I was going to work on this revision Wednesday the 19th and also on Friday the 21st. So there they are. I'll schedule the third one later when I revisit my planner and plan my next work week. But for now, that is closed. And now I'm gonna go into this project, and actually I was already a little ahead of myself. So I already have 5,000 words on this project scheduled to do on Monday and on Tuesday, and then the last one that I scheduled for next week was on Thursday. So that's good to go. So you might have noticed that I also add all of these to my overall checklist, which I just do by clicking this little thing right here. All projects, YouTube, books, my course planning, everything goes into my overall checklist because I like to be able to go to one place and see everything that's due, and I especially like it for the calendar because it shows me all of my upcoming deadlines. Now, it doesn't show the subtask deadlines, just the big deadlines, which is fine. You can also go into my tasks up here and see them in calendar mode, and there's all my subtasks, so I know what I have to do every day. Also, like I showed you guys before, if you have the Asana app on your phone, then it sends you notifications every morning and an email with all of the tasks that you have to do that day. What are you spying on? What are you spying on? So one other thing before I go, and that is that this week, or I guess last week by the time I post this video, I saw that Kate Kavanaugh announced her Milwordy challenge, and that would be the challenge to write 1 million words in a year. And I am so on board with this. I've never done a writing challenge like this before. I think it sounds really fun. I probably should be more intimidated by the word count than I am, but I'm actually more intimidated by the number of books that would be. Because when I think about doing 1 million words in a year, I think if I did 5,000 words a day for 200 days of the year out of 365, so it's not bad. That's doable, I could do that. But how many novels is that? How many middle grade novels? Like, let's say 40,000 words. How many is that? Where's my calculator? That's 25 books. 25 books, 25 middle grade books. Okay, now, to be fair, Kate said that she's going to count words, not just draft words, but like rewriting words, revision words, editing words, all of that. Okay, cool. I'm definitely on board with counting my rewriting words. I also would definitely count like outlining words. I have to outline all of the books that I ghostwrite, and my outlines are usually like 8,000 to 10,000 words, so heck yeah, that is definitely gonna count towards my word count. But can I get that many projects? I mean, that would be great. And if not, what am I gonna write? I think that's actually gonna be the hardest part of this challenge for me. Something that I think I'm gonna talk more about in next week's vlog is that this year especially, I have done so much ghostwriting and so many IP projects, which is great, and I really enjoy them, I love them. But it's been a minute since I wrote an original, completely of my own passion project book. And that is something that I really want to get back to. And once this deadline madness through September is over, I'm thinking maybe there's a project that I want to get back to. And you know what? That's going to be around November. So maybe this should be my first NaNoWriMo. But anyway, are you going to do the Milwordy challenge? Do you think you could write 1,000,000 words in a year, or would you even want to? I think a lot of people would say hell no to that. Let me know in the comments down below. That is it for this video. If you like this video, please don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell, all that good stuff. I hope you guys have a great weekend, and I will see you Monday with another video. Bye. Say bye. Say goodbye. Rosa, say goodbye. Hey. Bye.